Hello everybody, my name is Root and welcome to the final part of the Metroid Dread Any Percent NMG guide. Today we will be going over Beak and the escape sequence. So let's get started. So as we head to Itarash, pretty simple. It's pretty much all just flash shifts. First thing I'm gonna do is jump flash to the left, continue jumping, and then when I get to the top, I will flash shift 3 times, wait for it to recharge, and flash shift another 3 times, and then get to the door. And then here, a little bit important, we shoot this door open, and then immediately start charging a power bomb, and we release the power bomb before we exit the door. So similar to what we did when we first got power bombs in Hanubia, just leave it before you exit the door, so that way you can have it blow up the room, basically, before you head off to Beak. So now we are headed to the final boss of the game, and we're going to do something known as gold skip. Now, I'm going to pause real quick. There are many different variations to gold skip that we can talk about. I'm going to show one of the easier ones that requires no mashing at all, and I'll also leave a video link in the description to a person that knows it better than I do, who also has many different videos on Beak, so I will do that. So with that, let's get to Beak. So what we are first going to do is we're going to skip the cutscene, and we are immediately going to start running towards Beak, and we are going to shoot 9 missiles at Beak. Very specific 9 missiles. So we are going to run forward, shoot 9 missiles, gonna have to count, and I believe I hit all 9. And then once we hit all 9 missiles, we want to start charging storm missiles. And Beak is going to do many different attacks now. He can do between like 5, I want to say. So in this case, he already did 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's pretty good RNG. So what happened there was I'm waiting for him to give me that parryable melee. And once he gives me that parryable melee, I release all of my storm missiles onto him. So I want a 5 lock, in this case, onto Beak. And then once I do that, I immediately start mashing ice missiles. And you don't want to miss a single ice missile in this case. So just keep mashing missiles, keep mashing missiles. And then he... Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot. Okay, so specifically, again, so after you're done mashing the missiles, you're gonna release one more missile onto Ravenbeak, and that'll send him into this red phase, which then we will now just begin to crouch. I'm charging a charge beam. You don't have to. I'm just doing it. And you're just gonna duck under this, and then parry, and then you want to shoot. Basically, press the shoot button twice. Press Y twice, whatever your button is allocated to. Because the first, after you parry, the first one will be a charge beam, but then you want an extra, it goes so fast. You want an extra shot to make sure you can pass the DPS check, which this is basically a DPS check. Gold skip is a DPS check. So as you can see, try to take it very slow. Parry, charge beam, another shot. And I believe I shoot another one after that. But I'm also now mashing ice missiles into Ravenbeak, which allows me to skip the entire gold phase. This requires no mashing, so if you're not comfortable, you know, in general mashing, there's many different variations of gold skip. I'd say this is probably the more beginner-friendly one. So yeah, and then we head on to the second phase, and the most important thing we want to do with the second phase is stay on the left side of the wall. So in this case, I am doing my absolute best to stay on the left side of the wall to reduce his... It's a wall manipulation, right? So I want to make sure he doesn't do a specific attack. In this case, I want to make sure he has the least chance to do a stomp attack. I believe he does it in this because I have to move from the wall just to be safe. But yeah, also if you melee into the wall while he's doing this Gatling gun thing, he'll just either hit you very little or he'll miss you entirely. So in my case, he does it twice, and there is a way to mitigate this, or at least work with it and still stay on the left side of the wall. I don't really know how to do it very well. I'm not very good at it, and I don't think you should worry about it right now. So I just moved to the right and did the same exact thing. So unfortunately, that did ruin the manipulation a little bit, or pretty much completely, but it's fine. He did the stomp attack, which is what we don't want, but it's fine. It's fine. It's basically just hitting ice missiles into him, and aiming is very important. If there's one thing you want, I mean, it sounds very obvious, right? Hey, of course you need to aim properly, but sometimes, and I do this quite a bit, is where I'll start just mashing missiles, and I'll start, well, in this case he's standing still, but I'll start mashing missiles and I don't aim properly, so I start missing. I miss there. And this is fine. He's pretty much in front of my face at this point. But yeah, just try to make sure you're aiming properly. And then we head into the third phase. And the third phase is really RNG dependent. And he actually gave me great RNG in this case. Don't count on getting this attack, his counter, very often. He doesn't do, I mean, it's RNG. He'll do it sometimes. Sometimes he won't. In this case, it's very lucky, because I can just now mash missiles without worrying about anything and just get free DPS on Ravenbeak, which is very nice. So that's great. And also during this animation, during these little cutscene animations, I believe missiles are actually double, like you can do them twice as fast. You can shoot missiles twice as fast, which is pretty cool. So there, just powerbomb the sun. Like don't just do that. So on this attack right here, in this case, so when he does this attack, you can actually take a little damage boost off of him. So I mistimed it actually pretty poorly, but once it starts glowing like that, you want to either slide into him or run into him, and when you do that, this attack will miss you entirely. I mistimed it, unfortunately, but that is an option. If he lunges at you like that, just flash shift over him. I usually run into this one. I'm playing on rookie mode right now, so I'll run into certain things a little bit more. In that case, I ran into the little orb thing. If you're playing on a harder difficulty, maybe you have to be careful with your health. I would say definitely be careful with your health. But in that case, it was fine. And the fight is pretty much over after that. It's basically just a lot of ice missiles and really reacting, I would say, to RNG, what Ravenbeak is going to give you. That's the scariest part of it all. And it is a pretty difficult fight. It can be very optimized. This is a pretty basic version of it. I'm by no means a Ravenbeak expert, and yeah, once again, I'll link a video to the bit more optimized fight than what I could provide, but that's the very basics of it, I would say. Now we're headed on to Beak X, or RBX if you will, and the way that I measure RBX is basically just another damage check, and what I will do is I will wait and wait and wait until he does this lunge forward right there, and then I start charging the beam. Because at that point, I just don't have to wait anymore. Like, it's enough time to get my hyper beam off and take down RBX, and now we're heading right into the escape. Just a little scary. Skip the cutscene. We're gonna space jump all the way up and head towards the left. Break this out. Try to make sure you hit all the blocks and everything. Try to clear these ledges as well. Something I mentioned very early on is you kind of sometimes want to clear your ledges. In this case, you do. So I'm going to show some speed keeps here. I was debating whether I should show the speed keeps or not, but I figured I might as well, because even if you miss them, you just literally have to keep going. Like, it's not like, oh, I missed, let me go retry. It's like, no, please escape. So I decided to show them. This one's not as difficult. You basically just start charging a speed booster right here, and then you're going to jump. And what you want to do is you want to hit this ledge with your head. And what that will allow you to do, once you hit that with your head, see, a little bonk, and then you're going to jump again, and then jump morph into that ledge right there. So it goes pretty quick. Once again, if you miss it, it's really not, you just keep going. It's just something that, oh, if you get it, cool, something to practice. But if you don't, it's fine. I actually missed some of it at the end, because you can go through that entire tunnel with the speed booster. But then you are going to unmorph, and then we are going to jump and morph all the way into this tunnel right here. A lot of tunnels currently. And then we're going to start charging a power bomb. And you want to release the power bomb before you exit the room, again, as always. And this will take care of all of these blocks right here, so you don't have to lay down any more fall bombs. And we're going to head downwards. And then if you melee properly off this ledge, you'll actually be able to skip all the way to like right here, I would say. And that's just a little tiny thing, because sometimes you might get stuck right here, and then Sandwich does a little mantle, and you just don't want that. Let's see if I get it here. Okay, cool. Nice. Gonna respin all the way here. It's basically all the movement we learned up till now is we're kind of putting it all together. Respins, speed boosters, you know, clearing ledges, when to melee off certain ledges, you know what I mean? So in this case, we're going to speed booster again, and we're going to store Shine Spark. And you want to jump twice, and basically, I think it's past this line. This right here, you want to go... Okay, that's a horrible line, and we're not going to talk about how that is not straight at all. But you get the point, right? Here, you want to get past this line, and then once you do that, if you Shine Spark below this, you will activate a cutscene. It's a really cool cutscene, if I'm being honest, but we skip it for the sake of time. But in this case, I went all the way up, and I don't have to see the cutscene at all. Gonna morph to get down faster, and we are going to break this with the hyper beam. So now we're gonna start another speed booster. So this was another one that I was like, should I show it? But I think I miss it anyway, so it kind of proves my point that you just keep going. So another speed booster that you can do here. Yeah, I did miss it. So like I said, if you miss it, you just keep going. It's a pretty cool one, but nothing really to worry about. You can just space jump all the way up and space jump all the way to the left. And then you beat the game. And that is pretty much it for Metroid Dread Any% NMG. Pretty neat speedrun. I hope this guide was helpful to some degree. But once again, my name is Root. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in another video. And I hope more people start speedrunning this game, because it's very fun. I think it's pretty beginner friendly, if I'm being honest. And I enjoy it so much, and I really want other people to enjoy it as well. So once again, my name is Root. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.